While there's no denying that adoption creates wonderful, beautiful families, we have to acknowledge that the experience isn't always a fairy tale to everyone involved. Hi guys! So today I wanted to go over how adoption is viewed in the media and society. Adoption is often portrayed in the media with happy endings and heartwarming stories. But like any complex issue, there is more to the story of adoption. Adoption is often portrayed as a noble act, like a fairy tale, that rescues children from dire situations and gives them a better chance at life. This narrative is very powerful, and it's one we see very often in the media and in promotional materials for the adoption industry. And yes, it is an industry, one that thrives on these success stories. They highlight the joy, the love, and the happy families because, understandably, these stories resonate with people and promote adoption as a positive choice. But let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. While there's no denying that adoption creates wonderful, beautiful families, we have to acknowledge that the experience isn't always a fairy tale to everyone involved. For adoptees, their journey can be extremely complex and deeply traumatic. The fact is that adoptees had to have been abandoned by their birth parents or in bad situations to have needed to be adopted in the first place. And as a transracial adoptee, I've also been disconnected from my birth culture and language in addition to being put into a new environment. And that stuff is where the trauma comes from. And it's frustrating because we know that this stuff is traumatic, because the media portrays orphans and foster children as broken, lonely outcasts. But for some reason, it's never carried over once the child is actually adopted. Like that now suddenly having a family makes all that previous trauma disappear. The reality is that adoptees can face the feelings of loss and struggle with identity throughout their entire lives, despite having a loving home and family. But these aspects are often glossed over or overshadowed by the more palatable success stories when it comes to adoption. So adoptees often get called ungrateful when we share our side of the story, which further pushes down our perspectives. But this doesn't mean that we shouldn't celebrate the good that comes from adoption. It just means we need a more balanced view. We need to listen to adoptees and hear their stories, whether they're good or bad or somewhere in between. By doing this, we can make the system as supportive and understanding as possible for everyone involved. Because then the adoptive parents then have the knowledge to better understand what their child is going through. So what can we do? For starters, education and awareness is key. We need to support adoptees in understanding their journey and their identities. And we need to have honest, open discussions about adoption without glossing over the negative sides. Adoption is about building families and giving children a chance at a stable, loving home. But it's also about respecting and honoring the unique experiences of adoptees. By doing this, we can help create an adoption system that's beneficial to everyone. So what are your thoughts on the adoption industry, and which side do you think it focuses on? Let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye!